Bonjour à tous, bienvenue à ma chaîne YouTube aujourd'hui. Merci d'être ici et bon visionnage. Today on my workbench I have Jose's QuadraFire brand Pellet Stove Controller. This is a model 230-0120, serial number 52208. Jose sent me this one because he had an electrical event happen on his stove and he had questions on whether or not his controller was still functioning. I believe he had some problems still on his stove and he wasn't sure what was going on. So after discussing that with him over the phone and over text messages, I agreed that he could send me his controller. I would do some checks on it and if necessary make some repairs and then return it to him. As you can see, I've received Jose's controller. I found that there was nothing wrong with it actually. Everything was looking fine. So I have it on my tester here to do final tests before I return it to him. As you can see, the controller is connected to my system through a wiring harness at the back. I have a little green indicator here, which is a call for heat indicator, which is similar to what's on the back of your own stove. I have a wall-mounted thermostat. That's the very same thing that you see at home. I have a temperature simulator because I don't have a fire pit here on my test system. I have a simulator to simulate a K-type thermocouple. So that will simulate the heat of the fire pit as read by the thermocouple. And at the back I have 4 light bulbs. The first one in white over here indicates the igniter, so that should come on when the heater calls or the controller calls for the igniter to come on. Next I have one in blue, which is the combustion fan simulator. In yellow I have the auger motor, and speaking of that, I also have an actual auger motor back here with a shaft that comes out the front and an X marks the spot decal on it. So we'll see that decal spin when the controller is calling for the auger to drive, and we might also hear it in the video itself. And finally at the far end in red, I have a convection or room fan indicator. For this controller though, that light will not come on. We will not see it. So we'll see the white light come on, we'll see the blue and the yellow, but we will not see the red come on. So as you may be able to see in the video, I'm simulating 59 degrees Fahrenheit right now. I'm not calling for heat, the light's not on, and nothing is happening over here. All the lights are off, although I am powered up. So if I do make a call for heat at 59 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll have some lights come on at the back. As you can see, we're calling for heat, so the igniter is running now. It's igniting, or it's starting to glow, so that should ignite the pellets. We're driving with the auger motor. We can see it over here, and the lamp is on back there. So there should be pellets being fed into the fire pit. And we have the exhaust or combustion fan running, so as the fire starts smoldering, we'll be able to pull some fresh air into the firebox and exhaust it out the stack. So this condition will stay like this for approximately 2 minutes. That's when the auger is going to stop running, so it'll have fed enough pellets into the firebox. For this controller, I'll say right now that there's 5 timers in it. I've checked all 5 and everything is running quite nicely. All timers are pretty close to what they should be spec-wise. So the auger is running right now. We're dumping pellets into the fire pit. The igniter is on, so we're heating up those pellets. Sooner or later they will catch fire. And the exhaust fan is running. So as the fire pit slowly warms up due to the igniter element, we'll ramp up the temperature slowly. And I've got written on the box here, by the way, that the green light at the side here should come on at 230 degrees Fahrenheit, and the red light will come on at 945 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's look for that. So we're at 117 degrees Fahrenheit. The fire pit is slowly increasing in temperature, slowly increasing, and as I get to about 230, we should see the green light come on. There it is. Green light off, on, off, on, off, on. So nothing much happens in the back because right now we're still technically in our startup mode, but I've checked everything and it's fine. And we do have a call for heat light that's on over here, so that's what happened when I turned on the thermostat. So as the fire slowly starts catching on the pellets that are being dumped into the fire pit, the temperature continues to rise, and I'll go as high as about 955, 960, and we'll see the red light come on. And when we do that, something else will happen. So 600, 700, 800, 900, there we go, 960, and we saw that the igniter at the back has turned off. So that's what we expect to see. The igniter is off. We have a hot fire, so we don't need to be running electricity to try to maintain the state of the fire. So we continue to drive pellets into the firebox, and our combustion fan is running. Our temperature is 960 or higher. It's slowly climbing as we put more pellets into the fire pit, and the room should be warming up. So as the room warms up, eventually the thermostat will stop calling for heat, and if I do that, we see that the auger motor has stopped feeding pellets into the fire pit. So we stay at high temperature here, but what eventually will happen is the room temperature will cool. As time goes by, it'll cool a little bit, and the thermostat will once again call for heat, and we'll be dropping more pellets into the fire pit. The fire will start roaring again, the room will warm up, eventually the thermostat will stop calling for heat, and we see that here as well. We're no longer calling for heat. The temperature of the room will slowly drop. The thermostat will continue once again to call for heat. So this cycle will keep happening over and over and over again until we run out of pellets that we dump into the fire pits, or that somebody walks in the room and turns off the thermostat. If you turn off the thermostat, we're going to burn all that out because we're not putting any new pellets into the firebox. So slowly that's going to diminish and the fire is going to drop. And as we saw, we just lost a red light there as the temperature of the fire pit drops and drops and drops and drops over time. And as I get to 230 degrees Fahrenheit or so, that green light will go away and everything is normal. We're at 200 or less, and sooner or later we'll reach room temperature of about, I'll say 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So that'll stay that way another 15 minutes and the combustion fan will eventually shut off because everything will be fully exhausted from the firebox pit. So Jose, as you can see, your control box is functioning correctly. Everything is working fine on it. The auger, the combustion, and the igniter are working just fine. Just remember that the convection fan here depends on a switch inside your stove. So when the body of your stove gets hot enough, it'll close that switch, and that's when that fan should come on. If you're having difficulties with your stove, I'll help you out with them, or we'll talk over the phone 1 or 2 evenings this week, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. So for all you other viewers out there, if you have a pellet stove controller of your own that you want serviced or you need help with, whether it's a QuadraFire like this one, a Breckwell, a USSC, or a Whitfield, please feel free to contact me. I'd be more than happy to discuss that with you. In the meantime, I hope you'll take a few seconds to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that very much. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.